Hi, Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 6. We'll talk about sign test for a population median. So, a non-parametric test is a hypothesis test that does not require any specific conditions concerning the shape of the population or the value of any population parameters. The sign test is a non-parametric test that can be used to test a population median against a hypothesis value k. The sign test for a population median can be left-tailed, right-tailed, or two-tailed. For the left-tailed test, the null hypothesis is median is greater or equal to k, and the alternate hypothesis is median is less than k. For the right-tailed test, the null hypothesis is median is less or equal to k, and the alternate hypothesis is median is greater than k. For the two-tailed test, is the null hypothesis median is equal to k, and the alternate hypothesis is median is not equal to k. To use the sign test, each entry is compared with the hypothesis median. If the entry is below the median, a negative sign is assigned. If above the median, a positive sign is assigned.
There are 7 steps to perform a sign test for a population median. The first one, we need to state the claim. We need to identify the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The second one, we need to specify the level of significance. Number 3, we need to determine the sample size n by assigning positive sign and negative sign to the sample data. The fourth one, we need to determine the critical value. If n is less or equal to 25, we need to use table 8. And if n is more than 25, we need to use table 4. Step number 5, we need to calculate the test statistic. If n is less or equal to 25, we need to use x, and if n is more than 25, we need to use formula. Number 6, we need to make a decision to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. The last step is we need to interpret the decision in the context of the original claim.
Case study 1. A college statistics professor claims that the median test score for his students' last test is 62. The score for 18 randomly selected tests are listed below. At alpha 0.01, can you reject the professor's claim? From this question, we can conclude that the null hypothesis is median is equal to 62, and the alternative hypothesis is median is not equal to 62. So after that, we need to determine the number that are below and above the median, which is 62. For example, 68 from the column 1. We got 68 is more than 62. So it is plus, it is a positive value. Then we move on to 55. 55 is lesser than 62, so it will be negative value. And then for the 62, from the column number 3, we have the number 62. Since 62 is equal to 62, so the number will be 0. So there's no positive or negative.
Since there are 8 positive signs and 9 negative signs, the total of n will be 17. By using table 8 with 0.01 level of significance and the total of n is 17, the critical value will be 2. For the test statistic, we choose the smaller number between positive and negative sign as x. So the value of x is 8. In conclusion, 8 is greater than the critical value, so we fail to reject null hypothesis. There is not enough evidence at the 1% level to reject the professor's claim that the median test score is 62.
Therefore, to determine the critical values for n less than equal 25, you can find it by using table 8. Thus, the test statistic x will use the smaller number of positive signs or negative signs. Meanwhile, to determine the critical value for n more than 25, you can find it by using table 4. Thus, the test statistic will use this formula, according to the slide.
In conclusion, non-parametric tests have many methods. From case study 1, the sign test is preferred to solve the question. Since the question is the hypothesized median value of a single sample, small sample size, and the population is not normally distributed, the sign test for the population median is the suitable one to be used. So, if the data value is greater than the hypothesized median, replace the value with a positive sign. If the data value is smaller than the hypothesized median, replace the value with a negative sign. If the data value is equal to the hypothesized median, replace the value with 0.